Hey there, what's up? Welcome back. My name is Nick V. Today, it's a connection to ourselves. So now you're clean, or you're getting clean, and you're just starting to find out that you don't know what's going on with yourself, and you're looking for that little bit, and it's called getting a connection, getting to know who you are. So in this video, the topic's connection to ourselves, and we'll get to it right after this. So welcome back. I'm going to read a paragraph from the Living Clean book from Narcotics Anonymous, and I'm just going to read a portion of it. But it really and it attacks a few good points that I've struggled with in early recovery. So here goes. And at some point, our identity is using addicts come to define us. At the end of the road, it seemed like we were doing nothing but our addiction. As we stay clean, we begin to discover who we are. Some of us return to an identity we once knew and had lost. Others of us came into a process of uncertain of who we might be. Experiences from our past can make it hard for some of us to see ourselves in new ways. The labels we have applied to ourselves don't allow us to change. Powerful emotional experiences can shape our identity. Sometimes they may seem to define us. Those experiences made us who we are, and embrace them for what matter, or embrace them. For that matter, we might not want to see ourselves otherwise. Sometimes we are simply stuck on unresolved past experiences like abuse, prison, or the death of someone we love. How do we reconcile who we have been with who we are becoming in recovery? We want to be free of our past without missing any opportunities to learn from it. My experience with that paragraph is that it's getting to know who my identity is. And I lost my identity along the way when I became a heavily using addict. And in reality, I didn't realize who I was in my first year or two in recovery. I really didn't know. And I think it's a discovery of recovery, but it's a discovery of ourselves. And I didn't have per se an identity. I just knew I was a human being that had a problem, and it was an addiction problem. So what I've learned being around other addicts is I was able to take bits and pieces from everybody, and those bits, like, oh, this person wanted to become a higher education, be more of a professional. I knew that I really didn't know what I was, but I knew I had to find it. And it took some time, don't get me wrong, and I'm still discovering who I am today. And after 15 years, now actually, apologies, 16 years, after 16 years of recovery, I'm still rediscovering myself. I'm learning different things, different skill sets, and I'm actually teaching myself new things. For example, editing videos and just doing this blog for everybody. And this is making me feel really happy. It's kind of a release. It's kind of my way of helping others. Emphasizing, the 12 step of recovery. It's the 12th step. Continually like helping others, and I'm hoping that the message that I'm putting on video for you is helping you to find some sort of recovery for yourself. And I'm just taking bits and pieces of the books and the literature of the recovery that I know today, and then applying it where I'm talking about what it has done for me to what it can do for you. So finding myself, I really knew that I didn't want to be my old self. I remember making comments, and after being about, in sobriety, I would say about maybe 5 or 6 years clean, where someone says, "You're going to be your old self." And I said, "No, I'm going to enjoy the fact that I'm becoming a new self." And, I went from different hobbies and different relationships to just changing everything in all the aspects of my life that I never thought would have dreamed of. And there's things that I have lost and other things that I've gained. But the things that I've gained today in recovery is defining me. And not only defining me, but it's given me a connection. It's given me a more positive attitude of who I am and where I came from, and embracing it with this is great. But that's that paragraph that gives me opportunities to learn, is being able to become more teachable, to learn and to grow and to become something that I never thought I'd be comfortable doing. Because, standing in front of a camera, or even sitting here in front of a camera, with the lights and the microphone and the camera and the other lights and just being able to just sit here and talk in front of the camera, I just know that I'm teaching myself. It's self-taught. It's being self-aware and thinking I need to just keep doing this and this practice. So, but here's the good thing I want to read about this paragraph, because it's something that really I see happen to other people in recovery that I've known in the past years. Sometimes it can take a while for our sense of ourselves to catch up to who we are. We may even sabotage ourselves to return to familiar chaos or pain when our lives start to seem too difficult from what they had been. Gradually, we learn that much from the unmanageability we struggle with is a result of the choices we make. When we begin to get comfortable with new choices, our lives change, sometimes radically. So what it's saying for me is in my past, and I know this, I had the little short bursts of opportunities, and with those great opportunities and successes, I would sabotage my successes so that they become failures, because I deemed to the fact that I wasn't good enough. I felt that I did not deserve these things because, being a using addict, I thought very low of myself. In recovery, it's hard to break out of that pattern, because I find that with successes, and one of my other hobbies was I really enjoyed doing being a tailoring, like just making clothes. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to craft, which was making clothes and just making something that was unique, a style, something. But I got into it and trying to discover who I am in that, I found that it wasn't a great fit. It wasn't the perfect fit. But I still am good at it. I self-taught myself. I was discovering that, I was really good at what I do. I still have, my machines to do tailoring, but today I don't. I can still bring it out and, fix a piece of clothing or something like that. But that's not what I really did it for. It was not fixing. It was for crafting, for designing. And, yeah, but then I changed. I moved on to something else, and I got into picking up a camera, and the reason I started doing that is because I recorded my wedding, wedding with my wife, and I purchased an editing software, and basically just taught myself to put my own wedding video together. I thought, wow, this is cool. And then when I started watching more of the YouTube and other, YouTubers and their way of teaching us and teaching me, I looked at it. They're teaching me how to edit videos and stuff like that, and I wanted to take it to that next level. I wanted to do something like this, but I didn't know what. And I said, well, telling myself who am I? So here comes where I'm finding my identity or connecting to myself. I want to do videos. I want to be able to carry a message of recovery to recovering addicts, hopefully to you. If this helps you, then that's what it's supposed to be. I can't see why not, and if you can't see why not, stick around, because this is going to keep going for a while. Please help. Just kidding. Yeah, so I have a good opportunity to find out who I am, and so for you, is getting that connection, learning who you are. It doesn't mean you're going to forget about who you were. It's about learning about who you are today, or who you are at the moment, and who you can become. We are teachable. To remain teachable, we need to remain humble. We have to stay open and be able to explore ourselves in a more positive way. This is my outlet. I'm looking for something like this, and I found it. And this is my positive way as an outlet to get whatever is like going on in that head out to you. So again, with this topic, connections to ourselves, is just basically finding our identity and connecting with it, and just using it to understand our surroundings and just be a better person. Without getting too much into everything else, this topic is specific to ourselves. Let me ask you this. Just take a moment for yourself, just like pure meditation, maybe, whatever it may be. Take that moment, get a connection to yourself, find out where you want to go, and are you going to be teachable? Are you ready? Then do it. That's all it takes. And that's what I did. I struggled with it in the beginning to get to this point. In my first set of videos, it actually took me almost a year before I started making my first video. So now I'm doing it. I did say I was only going to do a video every 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden I'm actually able to do almost a video every like half week. So trying to get this video. I'm going to have this video. Hopefully you'll see this on Thursday, but you know what? Life is great. Keep it great. So I'm going to end it here. I'm not going to take too much of your time. If you find any value in the video, please subscribe. If you liked the video, click like and follow along. And yeah, have a clean 24. See you in the next video. Bye for now.